All right, everyone. Hi, I'm Gregor. I am a contractor for GitHub, and I do maintain all the JavaScript SDKs for all the GitHub APIs. And yeah, the tooling for GitHub Platform APIs is called OctoKit, and I basically maintain OctoKit.js, which we might use some of today. I'm not 100% sure yet. So I'll be talking about automating this repository here, which is basically the backend for my little help desk show. In the past two episodes, I automated these sections of my README in the first episode. And in the second episode, I started out with tweets, but I didn't get very far. I was very tired. But what we managed to do was create an action so we can tweet from GitHub by using the workload dispatch event trigger. So I could type something here and it would indeed tweet. And the code for the tweet we created last time is here. So I set these environment variables as secrets in the help desk repository, and I use the Twitter client. And yeah, I just post the status. It's fairly straightforward. Let me make this a little bigger. But what we want today is we want to handle scheduled tweets. So going here, and we currently have no scheduled tweets and no drafts. But what I want to do is to schedule tweets automatically for every upcoming shows. So for today's show, I already have this checklist here. So we sent out a 30-minute announcement tweet, and I actually did schedule a tweet when I'm going live. Yep, that worked. But I created that scheduled tweet manually for now. Oh, and then I also want to automate commenting here, but that's out of scope for today. But yeah, live now at Twitch, Gregor Codes. Okay. All right, that's it. And then lastly, as soon as the recording is available, I consider the show to be concluded and will send out another tweet. And that's also something I plan to automate in future. Okay, so let's jump into scheduling tweets. I brought out some code the last time, and what's special about scheduling tweets is that you do not only require a developer account and an application, but you also need to sign up for GitHub Ads API, which is a separate process. I documented it in the last episode's show notes, and I will mention it in this week's show notes as well. So what are we doing here right now? Set scheduled tweets, we initialize Twitter, we get the scheduled tweets. Oh, and then actually we get not only the current scheduled tweets, but also scheduled tweets that have been in the past. So even if they are not shown on github.com, they are actually existing in the database, and we are filtering them out by looking at completed ad. Okay. And here we create a new scheduled tweet. So I will comment this out for now. Okay, so I think I have all these configured locally, but I need to see. Let me see. Okay, looks like I didn't configure them yet, so I have to do that first. Okay, so I start out by installing npm install.env because this will permit me to define local environment variables in a .env file. And I will ignore the .env file and node modules explicitly as well. In my get ignore. So now I need to define these 4 keys. And for that, I go to apps, I think, twitter.com. There is my GitHub action here. Keys and tokens. Okay, so at this point, I will stop sharing my screen. See if I let's see. API key. Okay. So now I have to import .env and then call .env.config, and it will look for the .env file in this folder and all folders up, and will define them as global environment variables. Okay. Let's see if this works. We do not do anything destructive, so. Okay, so what we see here is data. I have a lot of scheduled tweets in the past, but they are all completed, which we see here in these timestamps. So let's go ahead and just schedule something, and I hope I don't forget about it. So this is now scheduled for May 29th. Confirm. Will send on Saturday, May 29th at 10 past noon. Scheduled tweet I created for testing, but then forgot to delete. Okay. Let's go back to our code. We no longer need to log out the data. Now we should get one tweet. Okay. So this is the tweet, and that is scheduled. Okay. So we have all the scheduled tweets now. And let me add a URL to my, oops, to my scheduled tweets here. Where are we? Scheduled tweets here. Like this. Because I want to know which show does existing scheduled tweets belong to. Wait, did I do something wrong? I'm no longer logging them out, okay. Okay, so I will look through the scheduled tweets and I will return the tweet and also the show, which is tweet text. Let's do like this. Show URL tweet text. How are we going to do this? So it's always, the URL to the issue will be always at the very end of the tweet. So we can do it, we don't need regex, we can just split it across a new line and then ignore show URL. Let's see if this works. Must be last. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, in that case, we can just pop it. Okay, show URL. Got it. Okay, so we check that this looks actually like a show URL. Like this. So we have to escape these. Okay, and then we don't really need a filter either, because you can just ignore it like the same way. And then after mapping, I do the filtering and make sure that I only return scheduled tweets that have these properties and no empty data. So that didn't work. Like this. Wait. What's going on? Okay. Oh, I have it the wrong way around. Okay. So, okay, now we are back. So this will load all our scheduled tweets, and maybe instead of show URL, we can make something more useful, like show issue number, and then do show URL split up. Number. Okay. Sweet. So this is our issue. We have the scheduled tweets. Next. Let me just make these checkboxes here. We have the scheduled tweets. And now let's get URLs for open issues with label show. Okay. So yeah, we will use OctoKit. Let me see, do we have OctoKit installed yet? Yes. We do have OctoKit core, that should suffice for our use case here. So OctoKit core. OctoKit core is like, has the core functionality, basically sending requests and keeping state for authentication, and then providing a plugin architecture and hooks for the different authentication strategies. Okay. So let's do OctoKit new OctoKit, and then I'll process in the GitHub token. And I already have a GitHub token defined globally. So what do we want? With OctoKit request, and we want to load all issues for a repository here, this one. And the owner, it's me. And the repo is helpdesk. And now what do we have? Labels. Which should be show. And then state, I think. Open. Okay. Let me see if this is actually the right. Oh, it's just a string. Okay. So let's log out the issues and ignore Twitter for now. So that looks good. Let's log out a little bit less data and just say issue title. See if we have the right issues. Yep, these are our currently open issues on GitHub. We can see that here. So these are basically the issues that we received. All issues that are open with the label show. Okay. So we have, let's call them show issues. Okay, so we have show issues and we have scheduled tweets. Now we need to make sure they are in sync. So let's first, let me think. Well, we should first check if there is a 30-minute scheduled tweet. Okay, I think what I will do first is define some templates. How these tweets will look like. Announcement. Okay, let me see how these tweets will look like. This is now live, and this is like a format that I want for these kind of things. So this will be my postal emoji. It will be a 30 minutes announcement, and then the recording emoji, and then presenter emoji. At least that's what I think it is for me. And then the URL. Okay. So this is my placeholder that I will replace. Okay. Let's make the scheduled tweet that I have the real thing. So, or you know what? Let's just schedule one for tomorrow's show. So tomorrow at 11 a.m. I will join GitHub's 30 minutes to merge show. So this is 25th at 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Okay. And then here. Oh, this one. So this is the URL. So this will be sent tomorrow. No, this is the announcement tweet. So we actually want to send it 30 minutes ahead of time. Update. I think that looks good. Tomorrow at 10:30, 30 minutes. Oh, and then of course we have to update the text. Okay. All right, so this is the real thing, and let me just delete my other one here. Clear. Okay, so yeah, so now we have just one tweet. So we have scheduled tweets, and we have show issues. Let's call them scheduled shows. Show issues, map issue, return issue. And the number for easier access. But what we also want is the date that the issue is scheduled. So I basically need to find these two things, items from text body. Okay. Let me see. So this exists in the body. Actually, let me get some more stuff here. I think finding regex and emoji are not very good friends. But let's see how far we get. So but that worked pretty well. And then for the other one, what we want is everything until around brackets. That looks good too. I think we can work with this. Okay. So we have full control over these issues, and in future these issues probably will be created automatically too. So I hope it will be safe for me to assume a certain format of them. Okay. So what I want is basically the date time. And I want the time to be something useful. Okay. So the base string is issue body match pop, and then we just replace to be safer here, and then any amounts of spaces with nothing. So we have the day string, and then we can trim it just in case, because why not? And then we have the time string, which will be this regex right here. Okay. So for now, let's just join them and see what happens. So we have the issue, the number, and time. Nothing because I didn't log anything. Okay. So that looks good. Interesting. Okay, let me make sure these two shows have the exact same format. Pacific time, okay. And then, what's my other issue here? Instead of noon, let's say Pacific time. I think that was the same format now that I have here, right? Let's make sure. Yep, that looks good. Okay. So here I also want to replace Pacific time with nothing. Let's see. So that looks good. And that looks good too. But I want a good proper daytime timestamp. Okay, so I will install day.js, which is a great successor to moment.js. It's just much smaller and modern. So I can import day.js, and then I can also import, what is it called? Like the parse something plugin. Day.js plugin. Custom parse format, I think. Let me see if this is really what I want. Yeah. Okay, so I have to import the plugin and then extend it, and then I can parse a date string the way I want. Like this. Okay. So now where are we? Here. So we basically want this here, and then we need to define the exact format we want. So display format, and then the whole day. Let's just put it here as a reminder. Oops, like this. Okay. So then we need to find the formats for the whole day, d. Then the whole month, and then single digit day here, and then single digit in 2-digit minutes. So this is hour, minutes. And then we need the AM, PM thing. Lowercase a. Okay. And then to isostring. Let's see how the two compare. Invalid time value. Okay. Time string. Okay. Let's log out the time string. Let's log out the test value. Let's see what we got. Time join is not a function. Duh. Okay, so what do we have wrong here? Invalid time value. Let's just do it like this for now. Maybe we get something more helpful out of it. Why isn't this working? Definitely did this before. I'm not sure why it's not working now. I mean, that's exactly what we want. What are we doing wrong? Oh, 17. Okay. You know what? I just removed this from my issues. It's nice to have control. Okay. Still not working. Oh. Here. Let's not this out right now. What is wrong? Hmm. This thing. Am I getting something wrong here? Of how this plugin is used, maybe? No. This is exactly how it's used. Strict coding. Well, let's do that. What the heck? Validate. Why are you doing this to me? Okay, let's try. This. So even if I pass it in the exact same format, this is not working as it should, and I do not know why. What am I missing? I fear there is a bug in Day.js and I will not be able to fix this today. Unfortunately. Let's see if it works without the time. Nope. Wait. Oh, these are available parsing tokens, and there's no DDDD in there. Interesting. Let's try this. About the day. So what we have the year, we have the month, we have the hour, we have the minutes, and we have the A. So let's see if this works. Okay, that now we are getting somewhere. Very cool. So we will just replace everything from the beginning here. Let's see. Okay. We have commas, I guess. All right. Let's try again. Hallelujah. All right. So to isostring, and let's okay. So that looks good. That looks good too. Okay, so we have the scheduled shows with number and the scheduled time and the issue. Now for the tweets, I want to see their timestamp. Scheduled at. That's a better expression, actually. Scheduled at. And here I want to have the same thing. Scheduled at is tweet. That's odd. Okay, that makes sense, yes. A tweet scheduled at. So we should be able to just pass this and then normalize it so we have it the same way. But this is already the format we want. Okay. So scheduled tweets and scheduled shows. I fear that's us as far as we get today. So okay, so basically for tomorrow's show, this is the timestamp for the scheduled tweets. And this is the timestamp for the actual show. Okay, so it's not exactly the same. Okay. So now it should be exactly the same. For the show and for the tweet. Okay. Okay, so let's do a to-do list. Update the text. So these are our remaining to-dos here. For all upcoming shows. So for all scheduled show of that do not have a scheduled tweet. Scheduled tweets. Let's find show issue number, schedule what? I just call it scheduled tweet. And then return scheduled tweet, show issue number is scheduled show issue, no, just number, I think. Okay, and we need to add the type of the scheduled tweet as well. So not only tweet schedule issue type, but also, so if starting in 30 minutes, okay. Tweet text. Then the type is announcements. Otherwise, it's live now. So these are the two different types of tweets. Let's do it like this. Announcements, tweets, and scheduled tweet type is announcements. And then the live now tweet. Okay, and then just log it out. Console log. Scheduled show issue title. And just log it out like this, and then console log this one, a scheduled announcement tweet and a scheduled live now tweet for each show. Okay, I think we don't log out anything else anymore. So we can move that to do here. Yep. So we found our scheduled announcement tweets, and there is no scheduled live tweet. So basically, create schedule announcement tweet. And the same for the live now tweet. Okay. But if we have it, then update scheduled ad and text for announcement tweets. And the same here as well. Okay. All right. Let's remove this. So we have our show, 30 minutes to merge. And then we have to update the scheduled ad and the text for an announcement tweet in case it changed. And then we have to create an announcement tweet and everything for today's show. We also have to make sure that today's show, that we don't get an issue that is in the past but still open. We don't want to do scheduled future shows. And we do the same trick here, and basically if how do we compare? I think JS has an API for that. JS compare difference. Okay, we will just do it like this. If time is older than the current time, then we just return. Ignore open issues or shows that are in the past, because that can happen. So now we just see the one issue and our to-dos for what we need to do. Beautiful. So we have that covered. We have that covered. Okay, so for all scheduled tweets that do not have an upcoming show, we should delete them. So this is now the other way around. So schedule show. Okay, and we just get the number and compare the number to the scheduled tweet, which also has the show issue number. A tweet with scheduled tweet text, and then let's see if we get a scheduled show. Yep. So if there's no scheduled show, then to do delete scheduled tweet. And then schedule tweet. All right. Sweet. I think we are done for today. That's as far as I get it. I was hoping to finish this even up today, but you know, we developers, we are sometimes too optimistic with what we think we can achieve. So thank you very much today for watching this episode. If you want to ask any questions, no matter if this issue is open or already closed, you can post your questions here to issue 17 on my help desk repository. And as I mentioned, I'm very excited tomorrow to be invited to the third episode of 30 Minutes to Merge by GitHub, which is organized by Andrea Liana Griffiths and Matt Desmond. I think Matt will also host the show. And we will continue where we ended with Jason Langsdorf's show that you should definitely check out. We made a show about automation with OctoKit, and we created a CLI, published it to NPM, and created a GitHub app with handles, issues, and then updates to README. And we will do the same thing, but instead of using GitHub apps, we will use GitHub Actions in tomorrow's show. So the show is only 30 minutes, and then there will be a Q&A for another 30 minutes. So I hope to see you there. Thank you and have a great week.